Right. So we were talking about point of intersections, and the question I wanted to ask was that um, I wanted to ask if these two lines intersect. So the question was find if R1 and R2 intersect, all right, or if they are skew, if they are skew, all right. If they're skew, all right. If they are skew, all right. And if they do intersect, find out the point of intersection, all right. So let's say this is R1, all right, our line R1, and this is R2, all right. And let's say they intersect at this point P. So the idea here is, look, P is part of this line R1 as well as this line R2, all right. So for example, if you put in the value, let's say lambda equals to 5, you will be coming along R1 and reaching this position, and simultaneously if you plugged in, let's say mu equals to 2, তুমি হচ্ছে গিয়ে R2 এর along এ এভাবে এসে এই একই point reach করবা, meaning when lambda equals to 5 and simultaneously mu equals to 2 for R2, তাহলে you're reaching the common point P where they intersect. So remember the idea of the point of intersection. If a point, if two lines intersect at a point, they have the same x coordinate, y coordinate, and the z coordinate, because they, for both the lines, the point is the same, all right. So that is what the essence here is, that if they are to intersect for the same value, sorry, if they are to intersect for certain values, certain combination of lambda and mu, the x's and the y's and the z's are to be equal, all right. So that is the idea or the essence of point of intersection, all right. Now how do we actually figure out what combination of lambda and mu are required? Well, first of all, the idea is to figure out if they intersect at all. So the way to go about is, you're going to say that, look, if R1 and R2 intersect, right, if they did intersect, তাহলে the R equation and the R1 equation and the R2 equation are to be the same. Meaning, remember what R1 gave us. R1 gave us the coordinates of any unknown point on R1, and R2 gave us any unknown point on R2. And since the unknown point are the same, the equations have to be equal at that point, all right. So আমার এমন একটা lambda আর mu বের করতে হবে intersect করলে যাতে একদম হুবহু ইকুয়েশনটা ম্যাচ হয়ে যায়, the x's, y's and the z's match. That means the first line's equation and the second line's equation will be equal. So let's put down the first line's equation. The first line's equation was R1 was 1 2 3 plus lambda times 5 6 7, and R2 was 8 9 10 plus mu times 0 1 5. One way to simplify this is combining the matrices or the vectors on each side, so that you get one column vector. So 1 plus 5 lambda, 2 plus 6 lambda, 3 plus 7 lambda is equals to 8, 9 plus mu, 10 plus 5 mu, right? So what I've done is I have equated R1 and R2, and I've combined the vectors to get this. What this actually tells us is, look, this is the x coordinate of R1, this is the x coordinate of y coordinate of R1, this is the z coordinate of R1. This is the same, these are the same for R2. The idea is, if they did intersect, right, the x's have to be equal for both, the y's have to be equal, and the z's have to be equal. The trick here is to understand that I am going to assume that they match in x and y directions. So the x will match number 1 and the y will match, giving me number 2, and this is going to give me two values of lambda, sorry, two values of lambda and mu. Basically one value of lambda, let's say randomly নিলাম 5, আর mu এর value হচ্ছে 2. What this tells you is যদি lambda এর value 5 হয়, r1 এর x আর y, যদি lambda mu এর value 2 হয়, will be the same as r2 এর x and y. তুমি যদি ল্যামডাটা 5 এখানে আর এখানে বসায় দাও, যা আসবে দ্যাট উইল বি দ্য সেম অ্যাজ মিউটা যদি এখানে এখানে বসায় দাও, তার মানে দুইটা লাইনের এক্স আর ওয়াইটা ম্যাচ হয়ে যাচ্ছে। বুঝলাম এতটুকু, পুরাটা অ্যাজিউম করে নিলাম যে they did intersect, and if they did intersect the lambda and the mu values will be 5 and 2. But আমি কিন্তু পুরো অ্যাজাম্পশনের উপরে কাজ করছি। I assume that they would intersect. I deliberately, intentionally made them equal. তারপরে ইকুয়াল করায় আমি বের করছি। সো ওইটার জন্য হাউ ডু আই অ্যাকচুয়ালি কনফার্ম যে আসলে ইকুয়াল নাকি? আই এম গোয়িং টু টেস্ট মাই ভ্যালুজ অন দ্য জেড কোঅর্ডিনেট, যে এক্স আর ওয়াই ম্যাচ করায় দিস ইজ হোয়াট আই গট। তাহলে ল্যামডার ভ্যালুটা 5 এখানে বসাইলে আর মিউ এর ভ্যালুটা 2 এখানে বসাইলে কি z1 আর z2 ইকুয়াল আসবে? যদি আসে তাহলে yes, they actually intersect in 3 dimensions, which is good, which means that they do intersect, they're not skew. But x আর y ম্যাচ করায় যা ভ্যালুস পাইছি ওটা বসায় যদি দেখি z1 and z2 ম্যাচ করে না, তাহলে the lines are skew. So that is my test. I'm going to approach the situation in a way assuming they will intersect, find out values of lambda and mu assuming they intersect in these two directions or dimensions, and I'm going to test my values of lambda and mu on the third dimension. এখন suppose match করেই গেল তিনটা dimensione, if they intersect তাহলে how do I find the point of intersection? Well, the point of intersection are these, এইটা বা এইটা, these are x y z. So তুমি যদি ল্যামডার ভ্যালুটা বসায় দাও এখানে 5 x y z, আর মিউ এর ভ্যালুটা এখানে এখানে বসায় দাও, যে কোনো একটার মধ্যে বসায় দিলে you are going to get an x value, the y value and the z value. Those are the coordinates. So that is the idea. You first assume that they are intersecting. So if they are to intersect, the two equations have to be equal. Combine the equations, assume that the x and the y will be equal. You can do the same for y or the z, x and z, find out lambda and mu, just test it on the third axis that you hadn't used to find the lambda and mu value. ঠিক আছে? So this is basically how you figure out if the lines are skew or they intersect. All right. So next time around, we'll be talking about how vector equations can be used to find out distances between points, uh, between a certain point and a line. Thank you.